welcome to COPA Radio. You're chilling with myself, Honey Molasses, and you're listening to the Sugar Rush Show. But I came to introduce Graeme Currie here, who's going to be teaching us the basics of the bass. So I'm just going to leave it to him. Enjoy, guys.
So I can start now, right?
You can
Okay.
shoot.
Okay, great. Okay. Hi, folks, and musicians and students and all that. I'm going to be talking a bit about the bass. Well, actually, a lot about the bass over a certain kind of like a period, all right? We're going to talk about, today I'm going to start off with the philosophy, like a philosophy of being a musician, philosophy of bass. Right, so what is your function as a bass player? Right, the role of a bass player is that of a leader. In order for a group or a band to have a complete musical sound, it needs a foundation of harmonic and rhythmic content, and that is the bass. To be a successful bassist, it is paramount that you understand that you are what holds the band together and gives it fullness, drive and motion. You provide the basis for the excitement of the entire musical sound produced. All right, so what is the function of the bass? It is to provide the raw energy, confident, original and supportive, full, round, warm sound and tone. You add rhythm to the feel or the groove and a solid bottom, and by that I mean foundation, to the harmonic structure while inspiring the melody. So you are the rock. Keep it simple. A bass determines style. Take away the bass and you have no style. So what is style? All right, so style, all the devices remain the same, but the formats change. Rock music, for example, can be harsher, harder, more aggressive than, say, country music, all right, which has kind of a certain kind of stylistic content where you're kind of supporting the lyric content, all right, because it's about everyday stuff, I guess, in country music. So with styles, the more styles you know, hopefully the more innovation you can create through fusion. All right, you notice like nowadays there's a lot of fusion of different music styles, which leads to innovative sounds and content. All right, so another thing about the concept of playing bass is you develop your sound, and your sound is not only the amplifiers or the guitars you play, but it's in your hands, and you develop this through a certain amount of time of practice, study, reading, learning, watching, and playing. For example, Flea from the Red Hot Chili Peppers, Stanley Clarke, one of the great bass innovators, Jaco Pastorius, also an innovator, Marcus Miller and Victor Wooten, they all sound the same on any bass you put in their hands because it's their attitude, it's in their hands, all right? So, another thing you do as a bass player, you're nurturing credibility and trust from the other musicians. Others will look to you for the strength, stability, and solidity, and your support role. Okay, turn the page. Turn another page. So, let's have a look at musical professionalism. What is musical professionalism? Okay, ability, attitude, image, sound, preparedness, punctuality. All right, so we can break these up. What is ability? Ability is your technical and theoretical knowledge, and you combine this with talent. What is an attitude? It's your personality. It's what you bring to the party, your responsibility, your reliability. Image, your dress code, who you are, what you stand for. Your sound is your equipment, your sound and your tone, your instruments that you bring. All right, it's in your hands as well. Preparedness, knowing styles and tunes, knowing your function. Knowing all the songs that you're going to be preparing for your concert or for your gig. Punctuality, that's being on time and being reliable. All right, turn the page. Oh, back turn the page. All right, so here's another thing that I kind of thought about, which kind of makes up music and your profession in the music business. And I broke it down to a whole bunch of things: imitation, accumulation, assimilation, Application. So when I say application, you're applying all those three elements, and communication with others. Then competition. I think competition is a very strong element as far as putting all these little elements are put together. Then through this, hopefully, you can innovate. Just a short little pause while I find the next page. You can edit that, of course, eh? And you probably will, because you'll have to. Okay, wait.
No, we can put on the video.
Yeah,
Say what?
a bit of bloopers.
The interview will make like a bloopers thing.
So can I carry on?
Yeah.
All right, carrying on. And I have the right page for the bloopers page. All right. Okay. Philosophy of being a musician. Desire and faith. If you really want to make it, nothing can be allowed to stand in your way. Persistence, determination are omnipotent. Motivation, ambition, insight, foresight, and vision are imperative. All right, so figure out, what is your purpose and goal? Do you want to be a player? Do you want to be a clinician, doing clinics? That's what I mean by that. Do you want to be a teacher or a composer? All right, so these are all kind of ways you can make money in the music industry as with say, the bass in your hands. All right, so, develop some kind of plan, short and long-term, medium-term goals. To what do you aspire? What is your direction? Write it down so it becomes real to you. You will not achieve a goal unless you have it fully defined. Be flexible. Things may change or need to be changed as your goals develop. All right, so here's a good thing. Picture yourself in a position that you wish to see yourself. Your kind of eventual goal. And also determine the why of your study. Why are you doing this? All right? I can't really answer for that. I can give you a whole lot of kind of criteria, but you need to determine the why of your study. So study, read, practice, listen, ask, watch. So what do I mean by imitation, accumulation, assimilation, application, competition, innovation? What do I mean by that? So imitate your heroes, imitate the nice little passages you hear in music, what the guitarist plays, what the horn player plays, what the singer sings, all right? So you're imitating these. Then you accumulate all this knowledge, and you're able to play it on your bass or your instrument, whatever your instrument is, but seeing that we're talking about basics of bass. All right. Then you assimilate this, right? What is assimilate? You make it kind of your own. So you practice and imitate and practice all the stuff that you've been doing, and you're assimilating it until it becomes your own, until you're able to communicate that on your instrument. Then you're applying all this knowledge onto your gigs, into your practice schedule, all right? And communicating with other people. Then I think a very good thing is competition, because this kind of sets you up against somebody else, and it's inspiring for the instrument. I remember when I was at Berklee College of Music, I used to watch the drummers downstairs, and they used to sit on the bench and play on the carpet, and they used to look at each other and say, "Hey, how do you do that, man? How do you do that? How do you do that?" And they used to share this information, so communication, and trying to make yourself better than the other person, all right? And what is necessarily better? I think it's probably better to have your own voice, right? Because there is no, hang on, I've forgotten this. It's my original quote, and I can't remember it. But with a little bit of editing, we come up with the proper. There is no voice that speaks as loudly as that which has an identity. All right. Then through all this, then you can kind of have look towards an innovative style and some innovation by fusing all these elements together. Practice, all right. Ability is 20% talent and 80% practice. Usually you find a lot in the music industry that there's these people who kind of come through, and they may not have as much talent as you kind of would like them to have, but they're really hard workers, and they work really hard getting on stage, networking, etc., etc., etc. And okay, talent is kind of what you're supposed to have once you're up on that stage, right? So, but all the hard work will kind of get you there. All right, set up a practice schedule. Make it a step-by-step approach. Stick to it. Make it the most important part of every day, apart from going to school and work, because you have to earn money, right? But eventually, you're going to earn money through your instrument. How are you going to do that? You need to figure this out. How? And this could be through your goals. You know, with a practice schedule, steady, persistent progress makes sense. Start slowly and progress. If you practice complicated parts first, you'll become frustrated. You may lose interest and give up practicing. So, dedication pays off. And this is obviously a lifelong pursuit. All right, so here ends the first little lecture of my ongoing series of the basics of bass, spelt B-A-S-S, X of bass.